Thank you for joining me today. My name is Monique. I'm a life coach, and I teach women how to take responsibility for their happiness, success, and freedom. Listen, chosen ones, I have a message for you today. And unfortunately, it's not enough. It is not enough that people don't like you and people hate you. It's not enough for them to don't like you and hate you. They have to recruit other people to dislike you and hate you. See, when it comes to the chosen ones, your light irritates a lot of people. Your truth is going to irritate a lot of people. How you carry yourself, what you stand for, what you don't tolerate, what you accept, what you believe, what you don't accept. It is going to irritate a lot of people. And when people just hate that light in you, when people can't bully you, when they can't control you, when they envy you, what they will do is they will study you. They will listen to you. They will find out your likes, your dislikes. They will find out the people who you are close to, the relationships you are close to, the relationships that you respect and honor and love. They will find those relationships. And they will work overtime to destroy, to infiltrate those relationships. They will work overtime to slander you, to make you look bad. It's not enough that they are miserable. It's not enough. They want to recruit you, people around you. They want to recruit people to join in with their misery. Yes, they do. They want to recruit people to join them in their misery. So what they will do is, if you didn't notice, they will be kind and friendly to those people in your circle, to those people who you still have good relationships with, because it's not about those people. It's about them trying to get to you. It's about them trying to anger you. That's what it's about. But see, you're the type of person, you're not trying to dictate and control folks how they do. See, they want to dictate and control people, control who they be, friends with. One thing about what you can call toxic people call them narcissists, they call them whatever. One thing about these type of people, they like to control everything. And when they can't control you, they'll try to control what's around you. But you have to be wise enough to know and to understand what they're doing. They will say indirect messages to those around you. And sometimes, let me tell you, sometimes it'll drive you up the wall because you know what they're doing. They'll create little chaoses in the relationships that you have with people. They will. They will. And sometimes in these relationships, you have to distance yourself from the people they're connected to as well, if possible. Sometimes you can't, but you will have to distance yourself from these people because their target is you. If they can't get you directly, they will try to get you indirectly by going to the people you love and care about, talking about you. And these people, let me tell you, they're very wise. They're very wise. in their manipulation, because that's what they live in. Their makeup is manipulation and deceit. So they will drag out for the long haul. They will drag out as long as they could to get these people to turn against you. Oh, they will wait. They will wait, and they will drag them relationships out until they finally get these people to turn against you. And some people are so weak-minded, they can't think for themselves. They believe everything somebody tells them. They won't even come and have a conversation with you. They let one person taint their view instead of looking at the behaviors of these people, right? Instead of looking at the source that is bringing them the information, they automatically will assume the information that is being brought to them. Because 9 times out of 10, these people are probably close in relationships to the individuals. Oh, very vindictive, Jacqueline. They are. This is why you can't play their game. This is why you can't play their game, because that spirit in them is so vindictive and evil. They have time to waste. They have time to plot. They have time to plan. And this is why you have to stay prayed up. This is where prayer comes in. This is where your connection with God comes in, because you can't sit and try to monitor a demon. You can't monitor a devil. You can't monitor a person who is not happy with themselves and just out to destroy you, because you got that light in you. You know who you are now. So they will try to destroy your very essence. This is why when you disconnect from a person, don't mean you good. Don't have your best intentions. This is why when you disconnect from them, you have to disconnect, unfortunately, from everybody who they're connected to. Whoever they're still in good graces with, unfortunately, you have to give those relationships up too, if possible. Because, and that's what they want too. That's what they want. And it is a hard decision. Yes, they do. They need healing, but they're not going to do it, Jacqueline. They really do. That's why we got to worry about what we can do to keep our peace and sanity. We got to worry about what we could do and what we can do for us. Because it's not enough to try to destroy you. They want to destroy everything around you. They'll go so far as destroying your children. They don't want you to be happy. They don't want you to be joyful. They don't want you to move on. They don't want you to thrive. They want you to focus on all that vindictiveness that they're doing. They want you to just focus on all the vindictive things that they're doing. Because if you focus on the vindictive things that they're doing, you can't focus on your purpose. You can't focus on going to work. You can't focus on trying to eat right and get your body right and be healthy, because your focus is so much on them and their vindictiveness. It's not enough for them to go out and destroy themselves. They don't want to destroy themselves. They want to recruit people to destroy. It's not enough for them to hate you. It's not enough. They want to change the perspective of others so they can hate you. And unfortunately, you may have to cut those relationships away too. You may have to cut those ties with those people because your spirit will always be vexed because you know they were behind your back slandering you, talking about you. And those people talked about you too. Those people agreed with some of what those other people were saying, what that person was saying about you. They believed the lies. And unfortunately, that's just the way it is. Only a person who is wise and who can think for themselves, these are the only people that can't be fooled by what the demonic, toxic person is doing. People who are independent thinkers, these are the only people know how to judge or know how to, as I've said, think for themselves. Oh yes, they're the only ones end up lonely and miserable in the end. Because as long as you keep praying, God will always fight your battle. He will always destroy the plans of the enemy. This is why you have to keep praying. This is why you have to keep speaking life over yourself. I mean, every day you have to get up and pray, because every day these spirits are speaking against you, speaking against your prosperity, speaking against your relationships. I'm kind of feeling my dreads. I don't know. I don't want to be operating in the spirit of pride here, but I'm liking my dreads. My not dreads, Lord. No, I don't call them dreads. Locks. I'm kind of feeling these locks, Lord. Don't. I want to be in the spirit of pride, but I love my hair. I love my natural look. Okay? And my face is just glowing. Do it, Jesus. Restore me. Restore me fully. Restore me, Lord. Mind, body, and soul. Y'all don't mind me. Just had to encourage myself for a minute. But what these people would do, they rejoice in your pain. They rejoice in your sorrow. They rejoice in it. And the enemy hates you so much, chosen ones. These people sleep. These people eat, sleep, and breathe ways that they can destroy you. I know you don't want to believe it, but it is what it is. You are the topic in the conversation of everything. You are the topic. You are it's like they'll be happy if you're not breathing. Because that's what they want, unfortunately. It's like they want to remove you from the face of this earth. But you're not leaving until God says you leave. Until you're empty. Until your purpose is complete. But these people will not be satisfied until you're at rock bottom. And most of them hate you because you hit a rock, but it wasn't at the bottom. You hit a rock, but it wasn't the bottom. Even if you hit rock bottom, there are lessons that being at rock bottom will teach you that's going to Godspeed you to where you need to be. See, when you're chosen, No matter what you go through. That's why, number one, that's why you hate it. Because no matter what you go through, everything that you go through will work out for your good, chosen one, to give God glory. Hey, Tyrenia, everything that you go through is going to work out in your favor. I mean everything. The good, the bad, and the ugly. One thing that you cannot do is allow people to break your spirit. People want to take away your smile. They want to take away that joy because they don't have it. They want to take away that happiness. They want you to have a permanent fixture of a frown on your face. You ever see those people who they call it the resting face? They want you to look like that. That resting face, that's not of God. That resting face comes from them allowing people to steal their joy. Them allowing people to steal their peace. They've let life get the best of them. That's why people don't understand folks who have faith and believe in God, because they don't understand how you can rejoice in a storm. They don't understand how you can rejoice when everything is being turned upside down. You still can rejoice in that. Because your happiness and your joy doesn't come from what you're going through. It comes from God. And people are trying to figure you out. And the answer is something that they don't want to submit to, because pride won't allow them to submit fully to God. Oh yeah, they hate that, Ariel. They hate that you don't look like what you went through. I've gone through some things from childhood, especially my teen years. I've experienced some things in my teen years that most people wouldn't even believe. Even that situation couldn't take me out. Oh, I got scars from it, but it didn't take me out. It only made me a better person. It only showed me the strength and the power that resides within me. Because the average person would have committed unaliving. The average person would have given up. The average person would have been ashamed and would have ran and hid in the shell and not come out before the world with their scars showing. The average person. But see, chosen ones, we're not the average people. That's why we're hated. We're not average. We're above average. And I don't say that in an arrogant, prideful way. I say it in a way that reveals the strength that we have within. I should have been in a nut house. I should have. I should have been taking antidepressants. I should have been diagnosed. But people want to speak this craziness on the chosen ones, because people want you to be crazy. They want you to act as if you're crazy. They want you to behave as if you're crazy, so they can have something to say, to tell people, see, I told you. That's why when you know people are trying to provoke you, and you know people don't have your good intentions. See, there is something called reactive abuse. You're reacting to the abuse that's being inflicted upon you. And when you react, people will record you reacting to the abuse, the years of abuse. That's why I don't judge people's situation, because you don't know what's going on in people's situation. I've seen it. I've experienced it. But God has given me a level of wisdom and strength to overcome and to override what people try to do. That's why when God tell you all to cut people off, cut them off. I don't care who it is. Mama, bae, daddy, son, daughter, sister, brother, co-workers, whoever it is. And I'm not a person that sits and promotes you cutting everybody off. That's not me. One thing the enemy knows, and I'm going to say this because some of you all are like this. One thing the enemy knows, he knows that I value relationships. He knows this. So guess where he attacks at? Those relationships. But see, when I went through my betrayal, I was taught a lesson about valuing relationships. God taught me a lesson that was for me. And he changed my perspective on the value I had on relationships. Because see, when I went through my betrayal, the first thing the enemy did was use the person to go destroy every relationship that was close to me. But the Lord also revealed that every relationship I thought was close to me wasn't close to me. See, you got to be wise, and you got to understand the enemy. So what the enemy think he be destroying, he's only revealing. Because sometimes we need circumstances to reveal who people really are in our lives. We are that to people, but people are not that to us. Wake up now, chosen ones. We are that to people. We are that person. We are that guy. Like my girls say, you're not that guy. That little saying. No, we are that guy. We are that person to people. But people are not that guy, that saying, or that person to us. And see, once you detach those strong emotions from people in relationships, and you take that strong emotion that you got so much for people, where sometimes you make people your God, you got to take those emotions and attach those to God. Those strong emotions that you got for people and you feel like you can't live without them, you got to transfer that to God, because you can't live without God. You can live without people. He showed me that when I lost my grandmothers. The two people I love dearly. He showed me I could live without people. The two people that meant the most to me in my life, I lost years ago. And I'm living without them. God has been providing for me ever since. Ever since. So don't get so attached to people where you feel like you can't go on with your life without them, whether they're on earth or, or in the earth, whether they are here still or don't transition on. When I learned to live without my grandmothers, I learned to live without anyone. Because those were the people who loved me, who poured into me, who invested in me in their own way. When I learned I could live without them, I learned I could live without anybody. And I mean anybody. Because you don't want to attach yourself so much to people to where you don't want to lose them. Because guess what you're going to do? You're going to lose them when you try to hold on. The relationships that are meant to be in your life will be in your life. The relationships that are meant to be in your life will be in your life. You don't have to force it. You don't have to manipulate them. You don't have to prove yourself. You just have to be. Those people will accept you for who you are, love you for who you are. If you feel like you got to morph, change, pretend to be someone you're not, just to appease someone else, that relationship is already lost. That relationship is already destroyed. Because you can't even be yourself. You can't even be who you are. It's already gone. That relationship is already dead. It's built on a shaky foundation. When people can't accept you and your fullness and who you are, that relationship won't last. Whenever you feel as if you got to be somebody else, you can't be yourself. You have to hide who you truly are. You're not free to be who you are. You're not free. You're in bondage. You're in prison. And that's not a healthy way to be. Yes, and that's what they want, Jacqueline. They want to dictate your life, dictate your happiness, dictate how you should be, dictate how you should live, dictate how you should worship and believe in God. They want to dictate everything. when you're free to do as you please and to worship as you please and to believe as you're pleased, you're supposed to be free in those things. This is why people want to destroy the relationships that you have. It's not enough for them to not like you, to hate you, to be jealous of you, to not want the best for you, to envy you, to slander you, to lie on you. That's not enough. They want there to be numbers. And some people, the only common ground they have in their relationship is the hate that they have for you. If they take the hate away they have for you, they have nothing in common. They have nothing in common. You know, they sneak behind your back, talk about you, slander you, lie on you, have your family looking at you crazy. Because you can't even imagine the lies that they're telling on you. Some of y'all, when y'all hear them lies, y'all be like, really? The lies be so so outlandish, you just laugh. You laugh and you look at the people like, you believe that? And you know what? Some of y'all, let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Some of y'all, this gonna hurt your feelings. But people don't think highly of you like you think they think highly of you. People don't think highly of you like you think highly of them. Because you know what? People believe them lies. They believe the lies because the lies makes them feel good about themselves. The lies that they hear internally gives them a joy like, oh, I knew he wasn't. They like that. They want those lies to be, spread. They want the lies to be repeated. They want the lies to be posted, recorded. But guess what you do? This is how you debunk. This is how you get rid. This is how you eradicate, annihilate, eliminate a lie. This is what you do. Right here. You get better. You get better and don't become bitter. You heal and do the work on you. That's why this channel is here. We're going to focus on us. You heal and get better. You change your focus. You rescue you. You focus on the fat grapes. You don't cry about it. You heal you. Because when you take all of your energy and all of your focus, right? When you take your energy, your focus, yes, Jacqueline, your your prayers. You get up, you doing your journaling. You got your purpose that you're focused on. You can ignore them, right? You ignore them and you get better and stronger. You can just look at them and just feel sorry for them. In your head, you can be like, you that pitiful. You that pitiful. You trying to destroy somebody who's not even thinking about you, who's not even focused on you. Because, see, the slander, the lies, the recruiting other people to go against you, that's all an effort to get you to focus on them. That's all an effort. You have to be bold in how you operate with people. You have to be bold and let them know, listen. And tell them, I understand. You still are in connection with XYZ person. I can't control you, and I don't want to control you. But I would appreciate it if you don't discuss me with them. That's all. Don't discuss nothing about me with them. I shouldn't be in the conversation because I don't deal with them. I don't deal with them. They don't deal with me. And I'm not the type to try to dictate who you are connected to. This is what you have to tell some people. And you be honest, you let them know, if I find out that I'm being discussed, we're just going to have to sever our relationship. And I don't want that. I don't want that between me and you. Because I value our relationship. You just have to be honest with people and put it out there. So there won't be any assumptions. Because see, what these people like to do, they like to be around and come around because they want you to assume. They want you to always be in this insecure state. They want you to always be in this insecure state of, I wonder what they're saying about me. I wonder what lie they telling on me. They want you to be like that. Because see, that takes away all of your energy from focusing on what you need to do. Because you got wealth to be trying to build. You trying to build wealth. You trying to get investments and hey Keisha, you trying to get investments and connect with good spirited people. You trying to leave a legacy for your children. You ain't trying to play games out here. Exactly. That's how it got to be, Jacqueline. Got to let people know. You trying to leave a legacy. You trying to eat the fruit of you trying to make it to the fat grapes. You don't have time out here to be playing games with folks because they don't know who they are and they don't know what they want. You don't have time. You trying to build something and they don't want that for you. They don't want that for you. That's why these people couldn't be in sync. You trying to be in sync and trying to have something. They don't want that for you. The people who you working the hardest for is the ones that come up against you. You sitting there like, I'm trying to do this for us. I thought we were a team. Okay, team. You rowing the boat and they back there poking holes in it. You trying to row the boat. You trying to go. You trying to. You just a rowing and wondering why you rowing in place because they back there poking holes. They poking holes back there in the boat. You trying to build for them. And sometimes these jokers will get so prideful. They be like, I didn't tell you to do that. And you like, what? You like, what? That's what get y'all sometimes too. That's what get us. You back there trying to build and leave them something. So if you check out of here, you trying to leave them something to build off on instead of debt. You trying to leave them a legacy and some type of, you trying to make them trust fund babies. Look, you trying to make them trust fund babies and they looking like, no, you keep, y'all don't want that. They looking like, I don't want that. I wish I was a trust fund baby. All y'all hating on people who got money and wealth, bump that. Make me a trust fund baby. Trust fund baby me, please. I remember growing up, but this is what ignorance does, you know? This when you're ignorant, you don't be knowing. I remember when I was growing up, people used to be like, oh, you're just a trust fund baby, as if that was something negative. You know, there was a negative connotation attached to, oh, you're just a trust fund baby. You know, like, make me a trust fund baby. Trust fund baby on one, please. Because yes, you're going to always have problems. But trust fund baby me, please. I don't want money to be one of them. I don't want finances to be one of those issues. Because the word says it's going to rain on the just and unjust. I would rather have problems with money than to have all these problems without money. Bump that. As we would say, forget that. Yes, I want to be a trust fund baby. Quest, I don't know about trust fund baby of the universe, but I am a trust fund baby of the Most High God, Jesus Christ. I am that. I don't believe in the universe stuff. I believe in the one who created the universe. But trust fund baby me. Please. But you just have to move wisely, is what I'm saying. When you're dealing with people who are just out to destroy you as a chosen one. Because you do have the power to overcome. Don't bow down and think you don't have power. Because you have the power and authority. Let me know if you can hear me, because I had a call come in, and when the calls come in, it kicks my voice out. I don't know why. Trust fund baby me. Okay. But you do have the power and authority. You just have to believe you do. And know that you do. Know where your strength comes from. Know what prayers to pray. You got to learn how to fight. Because like they say, we're not fighting with flesh and blood. We're not fighting with flesh and blood. Thank you, Quest. We're not fighting. This is a spiritual fight. And it has to do with you knowing who you are. It has to do with you taking back your power, your belief, your faith in God. And stop giving things on the outside of you more power than you have within you. When you don't know who you are, your energy and your power is placed on what's outside of you, what's going on around you. Because there is spiritual warfare. And that spiritual warfare is within. It is within. When you know who you are, and when you know whose you are, and you start doing the work, you start healing, you start facing the traumas, when you start dealing with the broken pieces of you, or the pieces that you don't understand, and you start working on those issues because you didn't have this information before, when you start dealing with that, you're winning the war. That's winning the war. That's winning spiritually, when you learn to master yourself, when you learn to deal with the self, when you learn to heal the self with the help of God. With the help of God. Because as Les Brown said, if there is no enemy within, if there is no enemy within you, the enemies outside of you can do you no harm. You won't be rattled. You won't be shaken. You won't be provoked. Raise your emotional IQ. You ever notice, and people who look like me, we get caught up in this a lot. And we got to heal. We got to deal with us. You ever notice that we are a people who are easily provoked in our emotions? We are a people as a group who are easily provoked. And yes, I understand why. I'm not running from that. But we have to learn to deal and heal with us. Because there is a system in this world that does not operate on your emotional instability. The system in this world operates on the system that you must learn to play in order to survive in this world. Yes, I know that God has his system. And a lot of us are not trying to learn God's system. We have fallen away because we don't got into all this other stuff. There is a system of this world that only can be played by learning the system. It does not care about your emotions. It does not care about what you think is morally. Doesn't care about that. So your emotions don't really matter when there's a system in place. Don't matter. No, you don't want to play games. I don't like playing games. I don't like going through all of that. I don't like going through all of the different variations of loops. But when there's a game, when there's a system in place, you have to learn it. You have to learn it. Not saying you got to bow down to it, but you have to learn it in order to navigate through, so you won't get caught up in the web of it. Just like your family got a system. Just like your job got a system. This world has a system. Just like God has a system. We got to learn to not be so emotionally rattled as a people. We're emotionally rattled too easy. That's why you have people who don't even own a block unaliving people over a block. That's not even your block. That's not even your turf. Emotionally, it's your turf because you claim that you think it is. But physically, your family is not going to inherit that. But you have to learn to not be so emotionally rattled. For the life of me, I didn't want to learn how to play exactly Quest. I didn't want to learn how to play any systems because I'm not that person. I'm not that guy in that area. But in order to navigate this world, unfortunately, you have to learn. You have to learn. So that's what I want to tell you all, chosen ones. I hope my message inspired you all. I know this was for someone because I should have been gone a long time ago. But I hope this inspired you. I hope this encouraged you. And I hope you can take what you need to take from this message. It's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. You know, people have to learn that everything is not for everyone. Every message is not for everyone. And that's another thing. This is how emotions get into things, because I see people all the time going on people's YouTube pages or anything, disagreeing with them. And it's okay to disagree, but disagreeing with their emotions evolve, taking it personal. And them folks don't even know them. That's when a person is not emotionally stable. They need to get their emotions in check. Because what a person says, if it doesn't trigger you, if it's not related to you, it shouldn't rattle you. It shouldn't provoke you. It shouldn't get you out of character. But when your emotions are not in check and you're easily rattled, people can move you. And we all know that's what people want. They want to be able to control and provoke you emotionally. I'm going to say this and I got to go for real. People, if they know they can provoke you, if they know they could rattle you, if they know they can get you to react, if they know they can incite a riot within you, they got you. You are under their control. I received a call, and sometimes them calls will kick you out. But I was getting ready to go anyways. And I lost my train of thought. But I was getting ready to go anyways. But I had to answer that call. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Somebody. Can you all hear me? Oh, thank you, Celeste. Okay, thank you. But what I was saying, could somebody tell me what I was saying? Oh, yes. You know, have you ever noticed that when people could rattle you, when they could provoke you, and when they can get you off your base, you know they enjoy doing it. You know they do it. They do it. And they will continue to, because we're too nice. We're too nice as chosen ones. Because we don't know how to cut people off who is bringing that type of energy. Why would you subject yourself to a person who is deliberately trying to provoke and rattle you, use your vulnerabilities against you? That's not a person you want to be around or should be around. If you talk to people and tell them you don't like, you got to give people benefit of the doubt, which means you got to let them know, listen, I don't like when you do this. I don't like when you do that. Or, you know, have a conversation. And I'm not saying to say it in this tone. I'm just being passionate about this message. But have a conversation with them. And if they can't respect it, they will have to exit. That's dropping bars on y'all right there. That's dropping bars. If they can't respect it, it's okay for them to exit. It is okay. Be okay with disconnected. See, a lot of us are codependents, and we have to break that spirit of codependency. Because a codependent person, you have a tendency to value relationships that don't value you. You have a tendency of putting up with people in their mess for a long time. And these same people will turn around and cut you off in 1 second if you did half the stuff they did to you. You have a tendency to long suffer. To long suffer. When I mean suffer, I mean long. You have that tendency. Check your codependency spirit. Check that codependency. Look that up. Do a little research on that. You have a tendency of putting up with things, as I've said, that you know people wouldn't put up from you. You in a relationship, person on stepped outside 300,000, 525, 6, 7, 8, 9 times, and you sit in there subjecting yourself to harm, health-wise, mentally. And you finally go out there and say, you know what? I'm not going to be hurt. And you trying to do something. And they out. Because you're hurt. You go out there harming yourself. Opening yourself up for possibilities to contract something. Don't play them demonic games with folks. It's risky. And that's what the enemy wants. The enemy wants you to be out there trying to get back. No. You got to do the opposite. You have to go do the work on yourself. You have to go heal. Hire you a therapist. Hire you a coach. Go get deliverance. Ask God to send you a minister, pastor, evangelist, somebody to get you through, walk you through your seasons of healing so you can become a better version of yourself. So you can use all of that pain and the HE double hockey stick that you've gone through to make you a better person. So I'll leave you all with that. You all be blessed and continue doing the work and the healing. You deserve that. You deserve to experience the fat grapes. You deserve to experience the good of the land. You deserve that. You got to believe that you deserve it. I know I deserve it. I deserve to eat the fatted calf, the fat grapes. I deserve to bask in the land of milk and honey. You deserve peace. That's part of the promised land. It's peaceful over there in the land of milk and honey. Joyful